Hi, folks. Welcome to Disability Landscape. Mark Knutson here, and we've got a musical presentation today. I want to introduce you to Tabiso, Rowan, and Gabe Roderick.
This song is called Me and My Bones. Yeah, you like these floppy hands in my wiry arms. My spine is curved and angled low, and my organs are tired of holding on. Yeah, my neck is faking left, and my back is old. My feet are swollen to the crest, and my heart is being overworked. Here you are, showering me with love. Here I am, can't take your compliments. I can't help thinking you're pitying me, 'cause I'm a monster in my dreams. That's between me and my bones. Me and my bones. Me and my bones. Me and my bones. Here you are on top of me, naked and vulnerable. You're staring straight into my soul, and you're loving me on your own accord. Here you are, showering me with love. Here I am, can't take your compliments. Not even you can make me see I'm beautiful and lovable. That's between me and my bones. Me and my bones. Me and my bones. Me and my bones. Sorry. The song is called House Song. find a hole, as if it was lifted into the sky. A house I spent a lifetime building, gone, I'm cold, living to die. Neighbors thought I was crazy, building a house like this. The chimney lanes when wind blows, the basement smells like piss. There's more windows than walls, withstood hurricane. The kitchen ceiling sweats, the dining room smells of rain. My home was stolen, my house was robbed, my body is broken, my house is gone. The foundation held like tree roots, stronger than any man-made thing. The hallways are painted black, at night they would echo and sing. My home was stolen, my house was robbed, my body is broken, my house is gone. The stairs only go down, the step creaks when a foot falls. Each creak more curious than the last, so keep your wits about you. When the deep calls, I've never reached the bottom to the things I feel but never see. This house may be my home, but I can't explain why it does me. Why it was me.
Mark Knudsen here. I once again want to introduce our musical performers, Gabriel Roderick and Tabiso Rowan. Thank you, and I've also got Charlie Bros with me. So why don't we start off? I guess there's a variety of ways you can start, but either how you got him. Well, how did you guys first meet and that?
Cool. Where did we meet?
Remember?
Circus?
We met in the circus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What?
So-
Okay, come on now.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
we
absolutely
we
true.
were performers in the circus. There's a school called Circus Juventus in St. Paul, Minnesota here.
Yes.
We're in St. Paul. And they started Kelsey is another good friend of ours with a disability diagnosis. And she actually basically piloted and reached out to this circus school and started a program where they have people, guys in wheelchairs and folks in wheelchairs go out, and we got to swing around on the trapeze and things like, and little, they had us bungeed up and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, they move towards kids. I think they're doing it more towards kids, but we met in the circus.
Yeah, we did. It was an exciting adventure every Saturday.
Yeah.
Be doing something crazy up in the air.
Yes. Weightless for a while.
Well, Mark and I met in the zoo known as high school, so
Yeah,
pretty similar to that.
Pre-circus, I guess.
The two pieces of music, what genre would you describe those as?
I always describe my music, especially that kind of more stripped down stuff, as dirt folk.
Okay.
Kind of dark.
Yeah, it had almost, I want to say like a Southern blues kind of
Yep.
feel
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. One of my biggest inspirations is Tom Waits. I don't know if you're familiar
Okay.
with him. Just kind of really kind of grungy, dirty music. Yeah.
Okay.
So you then, do you play any instruments, or do you do mostly vocals?
I mostly vocals, but I do also actually write on the piano. I used to play piano before my injury. I have a spinal cord injury.
Yep.
But now with a pencil, I'll just pluck on the piano.
Oh, for the piano, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's I've played harmonica a little bit too.
A little bit, but mostly
Yeah.
the
Vocals
vocal.
is my main thing.
And
yeah.
and were you doing vocals before your accident then, or?
Nope, that came afterwards.
That came afterwards, yeah.
I had to find a new way to.
Right, you wanted,
Make
it's
some
like, I
music.
want to stay in music, so
Right.
we got to find a different avenue in that.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Tabiso, you brought a couple of really cool props with you today. Can you kind of tell us what these are about here?
Yeah, so these are, I have a couple things here. Just, me and Gabe were kind of discussing a little bit about, what music means to us. And I know for me, music is always associated with kind of the entertainment industry, but, I'm a very spiritual person, I guess you could say. I don't have anything specific, but just in general, that's a part of my life. And so this is I took a friend helped me make this. I made this myself. It's a drum, and I use it. I do some like Native American style ceremonies, and we use these drums to sing our songs, our spiritual songs.
Sure.
And this particular drum I made, and it's out of a buffalo hide, and it's actually the friend who gave me this hide. It's part of the spine, and I have a spinal cord injury. And so I kind of think that, it's nice to have the spine on the drum. It's kind of, and I like to think that it has a spirit is what I was taught, that this has a spirit. So when I sing my spiritual songs, this is a fun instrument that I love to take with me. And I also, I guess what else I have, a rattle here. It's called a peyote rattle, and we use it to sing traditional native songs. And it's made out of a gourd.
Okay.
So, one thing, it's really good to know about your instruments and all the parts. This is ebony and the different woods and things like that, and also where they come from. My banjo here is from Ireland, and it's a gold tone, and it's really a beautiful instrument. And this one doesn't have a name, but most of my instruments have names. I have a guitar that has a name that only I know. It's a secret.
Aha.
So then, Tabiso, once again, I was wondering, like I had asked Gabriel here, do you only play instruments, or do you dabble into the vocal side of things?
Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a professional vocalist like Gabe over here.
You're good though.
But I do sing. I write my own songs. You know, writing is a form of expression for me, and especially being a person with a disability, I think it's really important to, have things that aren't always necessarily reminding you of your disability, and we call it an escape.
Yeah.
A lot of times people use these terms like art and music being an escape, and it is. It's truly an escape from this. Gravity is real, as one of my elders tells me. And the weight of the world, especially being paralyzed and things like that. It almost, I go in the water and I'm weightless.
Yep.
But with music, it's like I'm spiritually weightless. And so that's so I like to sing. I like to write songs, is what I was getting at there. And, And sometimes, you don't know what you're writing, but you finish the song, and you're like, wow, I'm glad. Now I can see why I was feeling this way, and I'm glad I wrote that song to express that. And then you can carry that with you and help to inspire other people, whether it's a sad or happy song. We can all relate. We all have songs that have moved us. We all have favorite songs, and a lot of them are different favorite songs because they meant something to us at a particular time in our life. And so that the power of rhythm and vibration, and then you put poetry behind it, will change someone's life. And it has for mine, for sure.
Certainly.
Especially being a person with a disability, it's like a way,
And before your accident, I mean, were you doing music? Did you have to change things up at all after your accident?
Yeah, so I started off playing the bass guitar, jazz bass in 5th grade, and I've been playing music ever since. And it's a bummer that I foot pedals is something we use for our instruments, and I can't, my feet don't move on my own, so I can't use foot pedals.
Right.
They have adaptive instruments. We know guys who like use mouth. They have like air. You can get these tubes and blow into change your pedals and stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't have the funding to buy those things.
Right.
So it's I've definitely had to adapt. Luckily for me, I can I don't want to say luckily, but it's true. I can play my guitar still, and I feel very, very blessed that I can still play my guitar. But that means I have a responsibility now to do that to help inspire people. Now it's a bit of a chore for me, but at the same time, it's like I love doing my job, as they say, even though it's not my day job.
Yeah.
So and Gabe, you have some other interests besides singing too. I mean, you've got explain to our audience. Go for it.
Yeah. So what you heard today it comes from my project called Freak, and that's all of the music that I write. But then I also have a production called A Cripple's Dance, and that is a live music, live dance production performed and created by people with spinal cord injuries and people with disabilities.
Okay.
One thing I just wanted to piggyback on what Tabiso mentioned about music and art being this escape. I know for me it's kind of become this dichotomy of escape and also like getting closer with your injury and with your disability.
Okay.
That kind of as a therapy, because it kind of takes you away from it, but at the same time it like brings you closer to it and brings you to the space of acceptance and living that truth. Okay. I guess.
But it's also, if I might, kind of an expression then of your disability with the dance and the. So, how many troop members are there with your dance group?
Oh man, we have. Let me think. We have.
We're not going to force you to name them. Just a number.
No, we have 4 dancers, 5 including me. I do a little bit, and then the band was, I believe, about 5 of us.
Okay.
Maybe 6 including.
Is there a certain dance style then that they adhere to, or just kind of?
No, I'd say it's modern dance, and we do a little bit in our chairs, but then we also get out of our chairs onto the floor. Okay. And that's where I'm actually really excited about the future of what we're doing, because I think there's a lot of potential for some really beautiful movement on the ground,
And
out of the chair.
I imagine with the virus going and everything like that, that kind of a put on hold for you guys. You
Yep.
can't quite get together and do
but
your thing.
We did actually. I danced with one of the dancers for the first time in over a year on Sunday.
Very cool.
She's vaccinated, so felt pretty comfortable doing some dancing with her. It was
Nice.
pretty exciting to get back into that space.
Now I guess one thing I'm kind of curious about is, like Gabriel, because you do the vocal and Tabiso also, but because when you did your song and that, I would imagine singing can be sometimes a little bit of a difficulty
Yep.
because of a disability, and with you're more of a quadriplegic, so your injury affects you harder. So I would imagine just getting the volume to, I have no experience, but to reach, I don't know, is it the term notes or
Yeah.
whatever you need to do can be an extra challenge for you, correct?
Yep. Today I kind of was slipping up on the first song, Me and My Bones. Part of that's because I didn't eat breakfast because I could.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but now that you brought that up, yeah. But still, that's kind of related
Yes,
somewhat
it
to
is.
with your disability.
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
nutrition and
Right.
and how you process things for quadriplegic, you gotta
Yep.
take that into consideration.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody with an able body probably could have got through that song without struggling to hit those notes.
Yeah,
For
'cause-
me, I have a C5 spinal cord injury. And luckily, I was never on a trach or anything like that. But my breathing has been affected. I don't have a lot of abdominal muscles.
Abdominals, yeah.
So a lot of my power actually comes from just like leaning into my,
Oh, it does.
like actually physically pushing the air out of my lungs with the weight
okay.
of my body. Because I don't have, like, my cough is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I have a lot of trouble getting, fluids out of my lungs when I'm sick. So yeah, it's definitely
An extra challenge,
a
yeah.
challenge for me to be singing higher notes and
Yeah.
longer periods of time as well.
But like for you to be, you're more paraplegic, am I?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so you're singing, you could do a few more things. You don't have some of the same struggles
more
there.
depth.
Yeah, I can try. No.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well,
No,
there's the other side,
yeah,
natural talent.
yeah.
No, we know.
Gabriel brings up a good point. I have a friend who is a quadriplegic, and,
Okay.
and she used to sing beautifully, and she doesn't sing anymore. She's a really good. She dances a lot, and she's
Okay.
good at that. But yeah, because of the disability, it kind of she's just not. She's the way I heard her describe it. She's not really at the same spot she was before.
Okay.
So it's so it can be difficult. And yeah, for me, I didn't do much singing before my spinal cord injury. I mean, I did. I sang in a band and things like that, but
Yeah.
it was just so different, and it was a different time in my life. But yeah, there's just little things. I play the bass and the banjo and guitar, and my bass amplifier, like carrying that to and from gigs, and I used to play a big upright bass, and
Yep.
those are things I just can't manage on my own. So it's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, it's hard to kind of get the instruments to the gig so you can play the gig. So
Right,
there's
right.
so many little things that are challenges that we have to face. And I know I was explaining a little bit about, I get kind of frustrated going to these venues and that they have stages, and I'm a performer, but I can't get on the stage.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
kind of deters you sometimes from.
Yeah, I know what
going out
you
there.
mean. Yeah.
And so and it's really unfortunate how they weren't using universal design, this idea of making things accessible for everyone,
Right.
every capacity.
And a lot of those
And then
places are older.
Yeah, they're older, and they
Older,
just
yeah.
for some reason, people with disabilities have been around since the beginning of time.
Right, but we just
for
didn't.
some reason they forgot about
Right.
us when they were designing
Yeah,
the
apparently we
building.
started existing when they started creating handicap parking.
Yeah, the
I guess
handicap
that's when we.
parking,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like, where
yeah.
we gonna,
Yeah.
So there's little things, that there's a lot of change and movement that needs to happen so that brothers like Gabe and myself can go out there and give the world, our talents and our gifts that we were given, And not to say that, it's all about sounding good, but that's a big one for me, is accessibility and being a musician with a disability, and finding the resources and the help that I need so I can express myself fully to my highest, my highest spiritual self.
So we got to wrap it up here, but real quickly, a couple of great songs today. Where can people find your music?
Yeah, so all my music is up on streaming services, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, and you can find it at Freak. That's FREAQUE. And then A Cripple's Dance, you can find, we have a website, social media. Freak also has social media and stuff. So.
Excellent.
It's a Cripples Dance website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
acripplesdance.com.
Acripplesdance.com.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Tabiso?
Yeah,
How about you?
I have some. I don't do a lot of recorded stuff. I have a bunch of my songs on YouTube, and I have a YouTube channel.
But we've been talking about getting some of your recorded stuff out there.
Yeah. I have enough music for 4 albums.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm just, I'm into astrology and timing, and I'm like, the time just wasn't right. But this summer, I have some big plans to get my albums, a couple albums, in the works. And I have a website. My name is Tabiso, but my website is tobesohappy.org. So tobesohappy.org. And you can find my music there, and I have some of my art there. I grew up in St. Paul. I've been playing around town, my whole life. So if once things kind of open up, you might get a little more of these guys right here. So.
We will look forward to it. I'm Charlie Bros. He's Mark Knudsen. I want to thank Gabe and Tabiso for being with us today. This has been another episode of Disability Landscape. We'll see you next time.